The Fallout TV show will be good. I mean, it has to be. The Last of Us show has definitively proven that live-action video game-based shows can work, for the most part. I'm just glad this show is not on Netflix, as it would be canceled after half a season because that's how bloodthirsty Netflix executives are. They're like fetching Argonians on moon sugar and hist sap. Speaking of cancellations, I will smite down all the Amazon Noirs with my corpus creatures if it does get canceled. Give this show at least 5 seasons, please. It'll probably take at least 3 seasons to find its footing, considering we'll have to get through the Fetch Quest arc. Fallout may be lacking a certain golden masked god to make it nearly as good as the Elder Scrolls franchise, but in comparison it is still adequate. Jonathan Nolan is a Fallout fan to the point that he made a show all about synths living in a New Vegas-styled theme park. That was pretty much Fallout. New Vegas without the Benny, janky gunplay, and Ulysses ranting on about his favorite animals, the bear and bull, like he was on Sesame Street. I believe it was called Westworld, which makes it sound like it was about the mongrel dogs of the Empire, but it surprisingly wasn't. The Fallout show is following an original story set within the universe of the games, which is an approach so ideal, I'm mildly appalled that more shows haven't employed such a grand and intoxicating approach. I mean, Arcane did, but I doubt Arcane will end up being as good as the Fallout show after the dust settles on its hype. Shots fired, I guess. I'm aware that if you don't say Arcane was a 10 out of 10, you will be crucified, like you would be if you thought hanging around with a bunch of fetchers from Caesar's Legion for the day was a fun idea. I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong, I'm not some heathen and wah. But it can be topped, and it was not the best thing since sliced slaughterfish. By the way, never try sliced slaughterfish, it's actually disgusting, like eating irradiated tuna with barbecue sauce. Yes, that's an accurate description. I, for one, am hyped to Masser and Secunda and back for this show. I can't wait to see Todd the false god Howard cameo as a Vault-Tec salesman and a super mutant, to quote Shakespeare. On that note, don't go overboard with the humor. That statement about the show being crazy and Gonzo has me worried. We do not need a show so Gonzo that it makes Hunter S. Thompson's work look like amateur hour. We don't need fourth wall breaks like Fallout 2, like the protagonist screaming, "I'm in a TV show, look at me, I'm hilarious," followed up by a pop culture reference about a TikTok trend which will instantly date itself. We don't need this show to be about the chaotic adventures of a vault-dwelling 12-year-old from a big family who breaks the fourth wall Malcolm in the Middle style, although come to think of it, maybe that's exactly what we need. I hope we get an epic Deathclaw fight so everyone and their pet Mirelurk will be talking about it around the water cooler that week, the way people talked about the bloater scene in The Last of Us. Or pretty much any scene in The Last of Us. I'm sure there will be some vault experiment that will end in some red wedding type shock that will be the talk of the town. Maybe it involves Gary clones or Preston Garvey clones. I'm joking, I don't think the writers are that fetched up. I'll accept directly bringing in aliens, ghosts, and eldritch stuff if they do it blatantly from the start and go full gonzo about it. I guess I'm contradicting myself, but I'm a god. How can a god contradict a god? Wait, was that a triple negative? Forget it. Should they bring in established characters? Of course, fetching not because holy swit, that would make no sense. That was aggressive, but I got my point across. This show is probably set between Fallout 76, a game which I will not mention again in order to prevent Vietnam flashbacks, and Fallout 1, a game which is like the second or third best Fallout game. I don't know, I never played it. All in all, get hyped, but also be prepared for the greatest disappointment of your life. I will admittedly disappear from the list of Amazon subscribers faster than when the Dwemer Zero summed back in the day if this show ends up sucking. But it won't, because video game adaptions never change. They were always good, even the fetching Mario movie Noir, get over it.